I'm Maeve. Today's Thursday. Welcome to your Pocket News. The continental Schengen system, red wine and celebrity dogs are the themes for the day, so let's go. Schengen is a small town in Luxembourg. In 1985, it was put on the map when 7 EU countries sealed a deal there. Why? So that every time we cross a border, we don't have to root out our passports. 22 years later, although 13 states fully participate, 30 are on board. But this week, the EU is getting ready to extend the free travel zone to the borders of the Ukraine and Belarus. EU Justice and Interior Ministers got together to agree that 8 ex-communist nations, and indeed Malta, should join the continental Schengen Agreement. And soon too. By the time we all drive home for Christmas on the 21st of December. And by next March, we might even be able to fly within these areas without having to show any passports either. An end to internal border checkpoints and control, in theory, sounds pretty good. But when it's in practice, will it not just let flows of criminals and illegal migrants have a field trip? Along with its 70 million inhabitants, last week we spoke to some young people about how they felt about Turkey joining the EU. Well, this week it's an obligation to mention the Eurasian country once more, as it looks like MEPs have decided to up their chances of joining the bloc. How? By restoring Turkey's internal reform process. Prime Minister Erdogan is up for the challenge and feels the PKK conflict should definitely not get in the way. Sparkling wine, spicy wine or sweet wine. There's very few Europeans that don't indulge in a nice glass of wine in a while. However, maybe sometimes wine producers should remember that we prefer quality and not quantity. That's what the European Commission felt when they decided to put €510 million extra aside this week. The funds are to pump into EU's wine sector for the next 2 years. It will allow for an uproot of around 200,000 hectares of vines. And it doesn't come as a surprise, but France, Spain and Italy will get the biggest block of the funding, whilst being urged to plant on land that gives an optimum yield. Hopefully it will ensure that European wines keep up the grapes race with Aussie, South Africa and California. And the winners are our favourite four-legged friends. Indeed, the British organisation The Kennel Club has launched their very own Oscar-type awards for star dogs that feature in blockbuster movies. Sounds odd, but in reality, animals in movies never get any credit. Only the Cannes Film Festival for the last 7 years has awarded dogs with a special prize, the Dog Palm. Hailing from Great Britain, the Kennel Club has decided to commemorate, in their words, a movie history monument commemorating 6 pooch legends. The winner will be chosen from the likes of Gromit, Lassie, Toto, Beethoven and 101 Dalmatians. Will the dogs bark their way through their thank you speech? And finally, we are young, we are free. But one day, inevitably, our youth will disappear and we will reach a ripe age. Fingers crossed. With this in mind, GfK Roper Consulting wanted to find out whether young people face this fact with joy or with fear. You want to hear the results? Well, while Germans fear that they will lose their memory, their neighbours in the Netherlands reckon that gaining weight is much worse. The Thais fear that they will lose their sight, while the Americans never want to lose their energy and ability to look after themselves. Indians fear the thoughts of going grey or losing their hair, while Brazilians felt it was losing their teeth, or even worse, their sex drive that took the biscuit. Most of the 39,000 13-year-old pluses that were cross-examined in 31 nations felt there was only one way to overcome their fear: through healthcare, exercise and diet. Well, that's all the tales for Thursday. Have a good one and I'll see you tomorrow in Euro Pocket News. Bye!